What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I am pretty sure the title or the thumbnail is gonna give it away, but I finally got my truck. I know in my last video I was talking about that I put the down payment and we're still working on, getting it. But now I got it. It's in my possession. I got the plates on it. It's registered. It's ready to go. It's roadworthy. Everything's good. But like I said, guys, I've been busy these past couple of weeks. I've been looking at a lot of different trucks. Higher end ones, lower end ones. Didn't really know what I wanted. Chevy, Ford, Toyota, Nissan. I was looking at everything, and I couldn't really figure out what I wanted. And the price range was just way too big, so I narrowed it down to what I wanted, and then luckily I found exactly what I was looking for, and I think I got pretty lucky. But yeah, let me show you guys the new truck. Well, guys, this is my Toyota Tundra. It's not perfect, okay? I mean, it was an older truck. This is a 2005 with the 4.7. Like stuff like this. There's a big dent in the rear bumper here. I think there's a couple small rust spots like this. But that's what you're gonna get with a 2005. What I liked about it most was that it was really clean. The engine bay was really clean. It runs really good. It's got low kilometers. It's got the crew cab. It's got 4x4. And it's a Toyota. They're really good trucks. So I'm pretty pleased with this truck, and I'm going to be going to put it to the test right now with a quick little run of some materials that I need for renovations for our house. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys that. But yeah, guys, this is kind of what I've been working on these past couple weeks, just making sure that this was gonna happen, because I couldn't really wait any longer to get a truck. As for the interior, there's nothing really special about this. It looks like a 2005 Camry, but the good thing for me is these seats fold up, and then I got a lot of space in the back here as well. For me, I think this is the coolest part about the truck. I got a little button here, and let me show you the back window. When I hit the button now, the entire thing opens up. That's so cool, man. I didn't even know that they did that. Alright, guys, now we're headed to Fred's. It's a couple days later. We're doing some new tires and brakes and rotors on this thing, and then it'll be all good. Alright, so we basically already finished this side, but instead of just showing you what we're doing, I'm going to show you guys how we're doing it on the other side. Alright, so with these ones here, when we want to remove the caliper, first thing Fred noticed was there's a hard line here. So we had to remove this bracket right here. There was a bolt, and I was a little quick on it and I just broke it. And I didn't really wait. Fred torched the other side with the torches, heated it up, and it came out, but this side we're going to have to get that out. But if we remove that bracket, then this whole assembly will be able to come off, so we don't need to undo anything and re-bleed the brakes and everything. And then I'll show you guys, we got these two pins that slide to keep the pads from sliding back and forth, right here and right here. And Fred also cleaned those on this side. That's what he's doing right now. So see how they're way cleaner on this side, and everything's fresh, and it should move a lot better on this side here. So here's the back of the bracket, like I was saying. There's the broken bolt. Be careful with this, because even on the other side it was really tight, and it probably would have broke if we didn't heat it up as well. So just be careful with this thing. So right here too, this is the ABS wire. On the back there's a little bracket here, or a little clip I should say, so that needs to come off too, because that's all the way connected all the way down to here. So we don't want to have to remove any of that. Just undo this clip and you'll be fine. There you go. Okay, it's out. So these two little clips hold those pins from sliding out. but since they've probably been in there for a really long time, they won't slide out that easily anyway.
Okay, 17 mil loop, the big bar. I don't know where the bar is at. Okay, crack them loose.
All right, let's see. Okay, next thing, you got 2 big bolts, one right here and one right here. That holds the whole caliper.
17 mil, because if they take out these ones, you're gonna pull the caliper apart.
Right.
So we do not want to do that. Let's see if we get these pins to move. Always use a brass hammer on the cartridge. Don't want to mash it down. Okay, do the top one now. Get the finger out.
So just in case you guys couldn't see before, now we got the light on it too. This pin slides through the caliper and then through each pad, and there's one on the top and the bottom here.
Take these like this and you can pry out.
All right, so we got the pins out. Now we're gonna just compress the caliper.
And being that there's 4 of them, we gotta do 2 sides.
Yeah, so there's 2 on each side.
Just use a pry bar.
And that's it. They just slide right out. And we just kept this one bolt in just to keep the caliper from falling while we did all that.
And always use a hook. You can show them that.
Here, you put it here.
Okay. You're not stressing the flex line.
Yeah. Sometimes you go to another shop, you see they got calipers just hanging
Freely.
by the flex line. Puts a lot of stress on the line.
And now we can show them how to take this rotor off, because obviously this doesn't pull off, right?
Yeah, so right now that rotor will not come off by hand. You can't just pull it off, so.
Didn't work.
All right, since these were sitting in there for so long, they got a bunch of rust on them, so they're not smooth. So Fred's gonna just. All right, and then now we're ready to put the pads in. It's a little tight actually still, so we have to compress the caliper a little bit.
Try the back one first.
Yeah. So we just gotta compress the caliper, then we should be able to slide these pads right in. Okay, there's that one.
Compress.
Compress.
Compress. Good.
There you go. Now we can take the pins.
Top one first.
Slide them right in. Then we take the new clips and we gotta put them in the end of this, these pins here. All right, now we gotta put this bottom clip in, and that helps with vibrations, and I think it helps push the pads out as well. Now for this clip here, you put it in before the pin goes in, and then after it's done,
That's it.
there you go. There's these 2 holes here. You gotta kind of pull it with the pliers and get them in the hole there. And there you go. That's how you do front brakes on a Tundra. All right, so there's the tire machine. We're gonna show you guys how to do new tires. These are the new tires they're putting on the truck. So you gotta be careful. Behind the valve stem here, there is a tire pressure sensor for my truck specifically. So make sure if you know that there's a tire pressure sensor monitoring system, you wanna make sure that when you're breaking the tires down, don't hit the sensor on the back of these. So you always keep it on the top or the bottom if your tire machine breaks them on from the side. So it doesn't really matter for me because we're gonna be putting new sensors, but we're still gonna show you the right way to do it. So you see like what I'm saying? This machine breaks them in from the sides, so we're gonna keep the tire pressure sensor either on the top or on the bottom directly. Now I spin it so that it's on the opposite side. And give it one more hit. And flip her around. Probably. All right, next thing we do, we take the tire, we put it on top of this machine here, and then all these arms spread out and clamp the wheel from the inside. You can see we got all the controls for the foot pedals at the bottom. So this is the one I was talking about. It's gonna extend everything and make all the arms spread out. You might be able to see them. There you go. And now the tire is locked in and centered. Next thing we're gonna do, bring this arm in. You might have to adjust it if you're doing different size rims. And you always gotta watch for the tire pressure sensor. This is where I always mess it up and Fred comes and fixes it before it's too late.
Right.
So here, I think Fred's gonna take over.
Well, I'm just gonna show you.
Yeah, show me.
Right about there.
So where's the tire pressure sensor?
Right here.
Right behind there.
Yeah.
Here, do this.
So when you lift it.
Now you lift the rubber right over that.
And now the tire pressure sensor will not even hit.
Yeah, now it won't hit. And the machine does the rest. Alright, this is how you put the tire back on.
It's a bead seal. Sensor's gonna be over here at about 7 o'clock. So that way when you push the tire down, it will not hit the sensor. Bring it back around. 7 o'clock. It's red dot on the tire. Usually from the factory, that's where they're balanced. So if you can get that to the valve stem, it's a lot easier doing it before you get it all mounted because it's hard to turn sometimes.
Then we just fill her up and then it's gonna be ready for balancing. All right, so here's a tire balancing machine. We're gonna show you how to balance these wheels.
Sit on really gingerly.
Yep. What are you trying to say? I'm ginger?
Yeah, when you set it on that shaft, just set it on real easy. It's all right.
So you can see all this stuff here. There's like a spring and there's a cone. And what that does is when you tighten all this, the cone makes sure that the wheel is perfectly centered to the shaft of this balancer. That way when you spin it, it'll tell you where you need to add the weights.
It's always good to spin the machine like this before you start it so you're not putting a lot of weight, a lot of stress on the motor.
Now it's gonna shoot out some numbers and tell us what we're gonna need to throw on this wheel. So we got 1 on one side and 0.75 on the other. And these dots will tell you when you're centered. So as he rotates these, so this one you gotta rotate the wheel this way to get to it. This one is further down the wheel that way. See how it's flashing now? That means that it's centered where it needs to go. He's just gonna mark where the center is so that he can turn it around and then stick it back on. All right, then you get the weights on it. Hopefully you're close enough, and you spin it again, run the machine again, and then it'll tell you how off you are, but there you go, we're on the money. We got 0, 0, so this tire is perfectly balanced. All right, guys, well, I kind of lost track of time when we started putting the wheels back on the truck, but I'm home now. And yeah, the tires look really good. The brakes are way better now, but yeah, I'm happy about my truck, man. Like, as you can see, how lucky was I? I just got the truck a couple days ago and I'm already putting it to good use. So yeah, I'm happy, and I'm working on some stuff with the Prelude. I know I keep talking about it, but I got a buddy of mine. He's supposed to be getting me a transmission sometime this week. So we're gonna be working on the transmission for sure. But if not, then I'm just gonna start tearing out the rear end of this car and working on figuring out how to get the Ford 8.8 in the back. So we will be working on the Honda Prelude shortly. So stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't already, like the video, comment, do everything that you can to help me out, because I'd really appreciate it. Anyways, guys, thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you next week.